It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related. So, something has been on my mind lately. I think it's really easy to look at rockhounding purely in the sense of like picking up rocks. And I guess it's fine. Yeah, you could look at it like that. I think of it as being so much more than just kind of what's on the surface, you know? This is really a community of like, adventure-seeking individuals. And that's really what you are when you're rock hunting. You're kind of like an adventure seeker. That's what most people I know are really kind of in it for. And I'm very thankful to be part of something like this, and to have found well, my fellow adventure seekers, I got a lot that I want to share with you on this week's episode. Whew, so much, okay? First off, the high-speed sander, right? Now, you can kind of see that one right there. Let's find a kickstand for that. How about let's put that guy there. Okay, so the Richardson's high-speed sander. Now, sanding is something I know a lot about. Sanding, grinding, those kinds of things. So I'm trying to use what I know about metalworking. I used to make a lot of knives, and when you're making knives, you're actually I was using a 2-inch by 72-inch KMG belt grinder. So like sandpaper belts, they would spin and you grind out your whole profiles, all of that, And I learned real quick that not all belts and sandpaper are created the same. Well, why can't you do something fast with rocks? Why does working with stone have to be so slow? I don't think it has to be. Now, I'm trying to steer away from the lapidary groupthink of, if you want to do a good job, it needs to be really slow and precise and all that. That's kind of the common thing that I've seen. I'm like, well, why? I mean, you can work with metal so much faster than you can stone. Therefore, you should be able to work with stone equally as fast and get pretty dang good results. So the high-speed sander. This has got 5 different grits on it, and it took me anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds per grit. Obviously, I think with the lower grits, I spent a little bit more time there, more in that minute and a half range. And I think a lot of people don't understand sandpaper, okay? Sandpaper, these guys, so this one is a 220 grit. What does that 220 grit mean? Now, if anybody out there has used cheap sandpaper like your Harbor Freight sandpaper, you know that it doesn't last as long as high quality sandpaper. Well, what's going on there? I mean, shouldn't the grit be kind of all the same? I mean, I like sandpaper, right? I like to nerd out about sandpaper. Yeah, I try to stay organized, my sandpaper collection. But yeah, so we can just take something out of here. We can take a piece of sandpaper and we'll kind of use this as a visual aid here in talking about something. So, well, maybe I should have grabbed something better. Okay, we got 80 here. Let's grab some 240 grit, if I have it. Let's grab some 220 grit, and we'll grab some 800 grit sandpaper. All right, this is a good representation, I think. You can kind of see the grit on this one. If that will focus. There we go. We can see the grit on this one. And this is so fine that you really can't see any grit. It just looks like a gray piece of paper. Now, 240 grit the grit is merely a measurement of the size of grit, not how much, not how good the adhesive is, not the type. These are the three things that really matter. So saying like all 240 grit's the same, whatever, is so silly, because 240 grit is grit that is of like a 40 micron. 800, it's an 8 micron grit. So, you know, huge difference. That's all that means, nothing else. So when you take high quality sandpaper of silicon carbide and you have a lot of it, it's quality grit, and it is of the proper grit size and density, and the adhesive is good, you can make short work of just about anything. Add to that speed, high speed, and well, you know, I think you can polish up rocks incredibly fast. Now, like I said in that video, if you didn't watch it, go watch it. This is not done. I still need to put together a big cerium oxide wheel for these, but in the future, I will absolutely be showing, well, we can do some full speed, unedited videos of the high speed sanding. I just want to, get away from some of the stuff. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I could be entirely wrong, and, you know, that, but I kind of don't think I am. Looking forward to putting some of the stuff to the test, you know? Trip reports. Trip reports on the website is absolutely a thing. I know some people haven't spent a lot of time on the website. It's currently rockhounding.com. And one of the things that we recently added was a trip report where we got this. So what you're looking at is muscovite and kind of a more obscure fan version. You see that radial pattern to that? It almost looks like feathers. Like, it's so cool looking. I actually had a hard time identifying this, and I was talking to Jim, the Vugmeister, and he helped me with this. It wasn't something that was in any of my literature, anything like that. So very, very grateful to be able to have people like that in my life that I can depend on and be like, let's figure this out, you know. That, once again, that kind of that community aspect, that hive mind can be very beneficial, you know. The microscope, all right. I have been getting a lot better with the taking of photos. I might get an adapter for it for my DSLR. That still is in the works, but just using what I currently have, I'm blown away at like the learning curve. It's like a vertical line on a graph for me. I've been reading everything I can. So I've been finding all kinds of interesting stuff. Like, okay, so here we have just this little piece of basalt, you know, and it looks like there's just some brown on it. That brown, when magnified, is ensotite crystal. Check this out. How cool is that? And that was just a piece of basalt that I had in the collection, you know? Or to be able to take these garnets, look at those little tiny Salmon River garnets, which we picked up. I mean, these things are like, it's like comically small, right? To be able to see it in full magnification like this is just mind blown. Right here, this little blue green piece. Okay, I want you to look at that. This piece in my hand actually looks like this. I mean, it's just so impressive to be able to see this. I don't know. I'm gonna probably end up putting together a video at some point of just corrections, right? As I go through the collection and stuff that I've misidentified, on, and just sit down and be like, okay, I'm wrong on all this stuff. Check out what I've now been able to discover, that now that I can, well, look at crystal structure. I mean, the crystal structure is just so big. I have a question for you guys, though. Now, one thing that I found a while ago which was at a courthouse north of me. I heard rumors that for Stevens County here in Northeast Washington, we had a display of all the minerals in the county in the courthouse. And sure enough, we do. And I went and checked it out. I might actually make a video there showing it, because I heard that there's some counties in North Idaho as well that have mineral displays of everything found in that area. Well, what got me thinking about this was Andrew, Rogue Rockhound, down there in Southwest Oregon, came out with us on the McDermott trip. He posted a video. He found the same thing. Now I'm thinking to myself, is this a thing? If anybody knows of this, why does it seem like there's all these public offices, public like courthouses, and in like kind of the entryway they have like a mineral display? Like, was this a thing at some point in time where like that was what happened? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm fascinated to go find them. And I think it'd be great to kind of put together almost like a list. I'm going to put together something on the website maybe, because it would be really helpful, right, for new rockhounds to be able to see their area material, you know, to be like, all of this is found in the county. Something like that is such a beneficial resource, to be able to have a name, a specimen in front of you to look at, you know. So I'm certainly going to be sharing some of those that we have here in Northeast Washington. And for my fellow content creators, man, if you guys have anything like that, dude, I am all about seeing that. I think it would be super beneficial to showcase any kind of big mineral display like that, along with the address to the building, so that people can go check it out and kind of, oh, hey, that gray rock, that random gray rock that you have, well, maybe it's actually galena. And now you know that. You know that because you managed to go there and see their mineral display. Well, I can't stress enough how pumped I am about the microscope, all right? Like, look, like, I knew kind of for a while that having a microscope is a key tool in mineral and rock identification. I just had no clue as to how critical it is, how, like, I don't know. It's just, I look through it and I'm like, my mind is like bursting a little bit to see the detail in some of this stuff. Like, I feel like I could stare at it until my eyes give out. If you have the opportunity, it's summer, if you see a microscope at a garage sale, even a kid's microscope, any microscope, I highly suggest you pick up a microscope. It is hours and hours and hours of entertainment to be able to look at stuff under intense magnification. It's just like mind blown. Thank you to James for sending that to me. That is just, you know, it's rad. It's rad. What can I say? It's got a learning curve, but I'm learning. You know, that's the name of the game, right? Well, I hope you are having a fabulous weekend, everybody. I hope you can get out, maybe do a little adventuring of your own. And until next time, I will have to catch you later.